Bring daddy's phone. Okay, we are live on YouTube currently. We are live on YouTube.
We are live.
Yes, we are live. Yes, we are live on YouTube now. Yes, we are good to go. I've shared the link with you. Okay.
Yes, I've sent already.
Okay.
Okay, we are live, right?
Yes, yes. Okay. I think we can begin now. Yes, we can begin. Can begin. So, welcome to Spotlight. Welcome to Spotlight, our dear viewers. Today, we'll be joined by a distinguished author. This is the first live review of its kind on Spotlight. I think deserve so deserve a round of applause for that. Thank you. So I'll be your host, Oladipupo Olamide, and I'll be joined by the wonderful ELO on today's live review. So to do the honors, ELO, please can you introduce our guest today?
Okay, so today we have the author of the book, The Scam. It's a book dedicated to all undergraduate students in Nigeria. Like we've probably heard the quote, school has scam a million times. And this book was written to debunk the idea that school is scam. No matter what, education is very important. We are joined by the amazing author, a distinguished educator, a graduate from the University of Illinois. We are joined by Mr. Stephen Loya today.
So um Mr.
Welcome, sir.
Welcome, Mr. Steve Loya. I think we are having issues with our network, so let's give him a few minutes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, welcome
Yes,
to
sir.
Spotlight.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Alright, so I'm going to put on my camera now. Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Good evening. Good
I'm here
evening.
for host. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to join your session. And I must say that you are doing a great job reviewing books and movies. And I must say that I love this whole idea and I'm looking forward to have fun. Not serious talk, but just have fun and also share my ideas to the best way I can and just have fun generally. So thank you so much for having me today and thank you
Yes.
for hosting me. I am excited about this. Okay.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Such an honor.
It's an honor to be with you today. So let's go straight into this review. So
Good turn.
yeah. So
All right, I'm with you. Please.
okay.
Go ahead.
So You wrote this book, this scam, 7 things you weren't told about school. You wrote it as a Nigerian student for Nigerian students. How what was the feeling like? How did you feel? What was the experience like during while you were writing this book?
Stuff popped up, and I just wrote the scam. And I said, this is going to be the title of my book. And it was just crazy first. Then I told my friend immediately, okay, this is what I want to do about my book. And went on. So I started writing the book in September or October of last year, down to then I did research. I carried out survey so that I'll be able to get some kind of live feedback of what students think about school. I didn't just want to just quote some figures. So I carried out the survey around December period for like I think about 3 weeks or thereabout, and I was setting out December, January. Then while I was writing my final exam at the University of Learning, I think about a week to my final exam, I finished writing the book, and we had to push it out there. So that's that. I've never written a book before. That was my first book. So yeah, that was basically not so much stuff. Okay.
So it didn't even feel like that because that book carried this kind of energy while reading it. One would argue that that was actually your Facebook, you know.
Yeah, that was my first book actually. But before then, I'm writing some short content to my LinkedIn. If you go to my LinkedIn page, I've said that I've been writing some short content about my maybe experience, about stuff for people to learn, personal experience in the presence of others, and before then as well, I do share some important thoughts on my status for my viewers. So maybe it wasn't that difficult. I was just natural. That was just me writing, pouring my heart out. I was writing like I was talking to. The other idea was to write like I was talking to one person. Okay, I didn't want to sound like I was talking to. I wasn't focused on 1,000 people.
Okay.
I was writing like okay, I want to just talk to this Nigerian person. So most some of the feedback I've gotten from the book is this: that people say that ah, when I read the scam, it sounded like you're talking to me directly. I said, yes, that was the idea actually. I want to sound like I'm talking to you in particular. So I don't want it to sound big. I want it to be relatable. I want to use words that people can relate to it. That's why I use some using like love there, some just simple, just some. Should I call it young people jargon, okay, so that we can just flow with it. So that was the idea, just make it simple. I know our generation don't like too much hard stuff. We don't like things that are boring. And if I'm writing to this generation of people who get easily distracted, I should be able to write what to captivate their attention. And I think for a first book, and with the help of an incredible team, I was able to pull that and give it out for free. So that's just basically.
So yeah, congratulations
Wow.
to you. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sean.
So um yellow.
So,
Yeah, I'm with you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Loretta, yeah, you want to say something?
no, let me come by the
Okay, so initially when I got a copy of the
Okay.
book, I was surprised that you were actually giving this out for free because during this time, me personally, might have written that book and I want to get as much money as I can get from that book, but you
Okay.
made it available to thousands of Nigerian students and even postgraduates. So how were you able to manage costs and manage everything together to still ensure that you're balancing everything?
Okay, that question. Okay, first and foremost, right? Um, writing that book, despite the fact that it was an e-book, it still costs quite a lot. Okay, we
Yes.
spent quite a lot to put it out there, from the design phase of the book, from the pre-book launch, when we said in the comments on flyers, this one for this design, this copy, and all that. It costed money. Okay, design the front cover of the book or something, the inner part of the book. Although let me just say this. I designed the inner part of the book. So from all
Oh
the
wow.
inner part of the book, I designed myself. I sat down with it
Yes.
for some weeks, and I said, no, this is what I'm going to do. And yeah, I put it out there. So it really costs something, to be honest, and it's almost unbelievable to give out the book for free. But beyond the money, right? Beyond the money at the moment, do I need money? Yes. I was in school when I published the book. At least after my exams, after my sign out, I signed out like today, and I published. Okay, let me give you the gist first. Okay, I want this to be very not just too boring. I did my sign out. I was at my book launch. Let's say tomorrow,
Okay.
and my sign out, okay, was today. Okay, and there was a time for everyone to we're supposed to go to school and all that, but the book launch was just tomorrow, and there are still a lot of things to do. Put this one out there, be sure that the book is up to standard. Review, like several layers of reviewing. Check this one, check for errors, check this one, check this one, do this one, talk technical team, design. So there were just a lot of things to do for the book launch. And I said, okay, let me just go for my sign out. I went for my sign out. I'm not too social like that. I think I'm social, but I don't have a social life that much. And I went to school, did my stuff. But while all that was going, I was thinking about tomorrow, the next day. The next day happened. We launched the book and we started giving out for free.
Wow.
All those projects, even launching the book launch, we had to. I didn't say this out, but we had to pay for a co-working space because I wanted something perfect. And I believe that if I'm pushing out anything, I must give out quality. So we had to hire, we had to rent a working space so that um, we can go live without any interference or network issue or NEPA, power, all those things. So we paid for that too. But then what I find gratifying is the fact that the book is blessing lives. It's touching thousands of lives. People I never imagined I was going to meet in my life. And these people come out. See, there was a day I literally cried. Someone sent me the review of the scam. He sent a voice note, about 5 minute voice note. Imagine 5 minute voice note. I could be. It was so powerful that I almost cried. Okay. So and lots of reviews offline, online, voice note, text, and all that, and it's just massive. So giving out the book for free right now is just gratifying for me. And the goal was just to give out the book to about 4,000 students before we move forward. Okay, 4,000 students so that they can just have access to this thing and just begin to see school in a different light. So, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, yeah, it's really
Yeah.
wonderful to see the impact that um book is giving to a lot of students. Personally, I'm not into school yet, and I've not uh I'm still planning to take my JAMB exam. So I'm planning my life right now, starting with that book. So
Yeah.
yellow.
And it is invaluable. I don't think any amount you could have placed on it would have been like enough to capture the value the book brings to lives. And I think it's so amazing that you're able to do that. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you so much, Loretta. Thank you so much. And one thing about the book is that many people think the book is just basically for people that are in school, but it's a big lie because if you read the book as an adult who is not in school, you would find it valuable because life there are life principles in that book. Okay, there are experiences. If you are someone who is finding it difficult to build network, it's in that book. There are a lot of stuff in that book that even without being a student, you're going to learn from it. But one of the mistakes people make is that it's it's for students. And I've had people who are graduates, people who are lecturers, people who are having their youth service read the book, and the feedback has been great. As a matter of fact, an MDC of a company picked my book to read, and he sent me a message after I read the book that he went for an event and he drew his talk from all what he said in the event. He drew the talk from my book. And it was so like wow. So if at that level people are getting blessed at that level, then how much more young people will still have a lot of things to do. And let me give you a gist. This is just half of what the original plan of the book is.
Okay.
We still have a lot of things to put in that book in the second edition. A lot of things to put, a lot of pictures, a lot of research, a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. The second edition is going to be fuller, it's going to be hard copy and soft copy. People pay for it.
Okay.
That is
I'm
Wonderful.
excited to that.
Okay, so we're
yeah.
expecting the scam too.
I can't be giving you hard copy, right? So I just go.
Yes.
I just, that's it.
So you're expecting the scam too very soon.
Yes.
That would
Yeah, I
be,
don't know how soon, but soon. But
yeah,
soon.
soon,
Soon.
soon.
Maybe
Yeah,
at the end of the year or early next year. I close for it.
yeah, we'll be expecting it with a lot of joy and money in hand.
And trust me, whatever price it comes out for at that time is going to really worth it. Really,
Yes,
really,
yes,
really worth it.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes, you're gonna worth it. Okay, so let's move forward.
Yes.
So I could see that like your dedication was like about students. You really wanted to like give the books to students, and you dedicated the books to students in Nigeria. But like, have you always been like an active um, participant in the educational sector? Have you always been interested in the educational sector? When did this interest in the educational sector start?
Okay, yeah, very nice question. Thank you very much, Loretta. Um, the book was dedicated to Nigerian students, and I also wrote that I am rooting for them. Okay, I got into university 200 level. That's 2018 University of Glory, and I just knew what I wanted to go and do basically in school, to be honest. And I have always wanted to study a science course, either physiotherapy and all that, or medicine and all that. In fact, I applied for pharmacy once. I applied for medicine once. Then I also applied for the last time before I got admission. I applied for I think biochemistry and one other course or microbiology. Then it occurred to me that did I really want to study these courses? I had this burning desire for the Nigerian educational sector, but I felt how would I achieve that goal if I was in biochemistry or biology and all that? So then I went to choose. I did one of the craziest things people thought I did then was to use my own hand to pick educational technology. No, right? It's very difficult to find a Nigerian teenager or a Nigerian young adult who can choose an education course in university. Very, very rare. In fact, it'd be like 1 out of 20 or 1 out of 10. So I did that and I got to school, I got admission. If I, what I scored in school could literally, with my grade, I could study a science course.
Okay.
With my grade, I could study, with my post jam score and my A level grades, I would study, let's say, pharmacy or the top science courses. But no, I went to education. So it was just like that. And but getting to school, I just had this mindset, okay, I want to grow people. Before entering school, I've been doing some stuff. I've always been this person who doesn't like staying idle. But whenever I'm in a place, I just like making impact in the lives of young people around me. And I never knew it was going to scale up to that level. In school, in tutorial level, I did a couple of things. In tutorial level, when I got as a dietary student, people don't know I was a people don't know I was a dietary student because I came up with initiatives that were quite new. And I joined people, did this one. I was part of a group called Achievers Consortium where I became like the second leader in tutorial level. Then theory level, I became the president of the place. So I spoke at events on campus. I volunteered several times. When people want to plan an event, they call me. I became a model and mentor to young people, to my classmates, and to other people in the lower level. I engage in all this conversation. I put it out there on my status. People now know me as the education guy. I was more out there. I was solving problems in the education industry. Even down to secondary school, I've trained teachers in the past on writing because I'm an handwriting expert. So I trained teachers in handwriting. Then I also organized teacher conference in October 2021. So a lot of stuff has been going down in the education for me. So it's not just just about the book. It's long before the book, this whole journey started, and it's going to go beyond the book as well. And in 400 level, I did quite a lot of stuff in 400 level. I spoke at events. I anchored events. I did this one. I did that one. I was guiding young people in 100 level, 200 level. Whenever they are problem, they reach out to me. When people are having difficulties, some courses, they reach out to me. I was tutoring. I mean, I started tutoring from 200 level when I got to the school, and I did it for. I never charged for tutoring for once. Okay, I was organizing free tutorials for. I think in 200 level I did free tutorial with my friend, Farouk, that's his name, for almost for all our courses, free.
Wow.
So when I read for myself, I don't just think about myself when I'm reading. I still go and take tutorials. We did tutorial for tests. We did tutorial for exam. Okay, so every exam period I always this crazy part of my life in school. Then because I'll be for my school. And if you know University of Ilorin is a very big school. Okay, and I stay off campus. It's from the school gate to my faculty is about 15 minutes drive. Okay, 15-minute
Wow.
drive. So you know it's a big school. So imagine all those stress. Two rounds exam, I go there, sleep, teach people, 3 level, then 4 level, I taught people tutorial. Then at 4 level, I started teaching my junior. So I had to take the influence downwards. So I started teaching people in 3 level, teaching people in 2 level. Especially those courses I know they were difficult and I've passed them, and I passed them. Okay, and I know people usually take the courses. And so most time I get feedback of, thank you very much. I get feedback of people saying, okay, that course I thought it was difficult. I had A eventually, I had B. So all those things made me really experience what they're experiencing, or it gave me an idea of what people are really facing. I hear stories of young people who didn't want to study a course or who were never ready to go to university yet, but they have to go to school because of their parents. So I've seen a lot of all this stuff with young people, with students generally, and it's just all those experiences that are packed in that book. And outside school, I do some stuff with teenagers as well. So all my stuff I just tied, all my work are literally tied to education and leadership, growing young people, basically, and it's been great. So that's the reason why I have to just put all those experiences in my book and dedicate it to Nigerian students, because Nigerian students are, should I say, we are trying. Let me use that word. One, the fact that we know that it's no longer news that the Nigerian education university system is not what it's supposed to be, but we still have no choice than to go to university. That's
Yes.
one idea. Now, having it in mind that you have no choice than to go to a university or go to a polytechnic or whatever and what have you have to now decide that you have to make the most out of it, irrespective of how the system treats you. So I feel there's no point always lamenting about the whole system every now and then when it's an obvious fact that the system is not what's supposed to be. Just like saying, okay, I know this place is bad, and I'm going to that place. That means if you're going to a place you know that is bad, your goal should be to make the most out of that place. Because that same system that's not really good enough produced some of the best people we know. The same system has produced tech unicorns, business tycoons, and all that, produced governors of state and all that. So why do we have to go there and just be ordinary, okay, or not even make the most out of it? So I feel that's a huge need, and this I feel this very big burden in my heart for Nigerian students generally. So each time I say Nigerian students, I don't just say students. I see um, a person who is a possible solution. I see a person who is an embodiment of potential, and I see a person who, if that potential is well properly unleashed or properly cultivated, a lot can happen. So imagine if a very huge number of university students are doing the writing or they are building capacity while they are in school. It means that long time is going to have effect in our workspace. It's going to have effect in the quality of graduates we are producing. Let me not go too far, but that's it basically.
Yeah,
Let me not go
yeah.
too far. Because if I go too far, I'll turn this place a master class.
Yeah, yeah, I enjoyed that. It's just I think that it's just the fact we know what we are going to expect, and I don't think there's any reason for us to continue lamenting, but just to get the best. If you are not getting an option, You're not getting another way out. You have to work with what you have and try to make the best out of it. So
Yes.
I really agree with you with that.
Yeah.
So, truthfully, the first time I heard that there was a course called Educational Technology was from this book. I'd never heard it in my life, and it was so amazing to know that there was a course called that. And I've rarely seen anyone pick education or have this much passion about education, and it's so inspiring for me to see that. So, my next question would be like, you said you've seen several challenges about students, especially Nigerian students in Nigerian federal universities. So, was there any challenge like you faced in the university that you projected in the book or wrote about in the book? Was there any specific challenge that you went through in the university that like could have sparked some things in this book?
Right. Um, Now, as a Nigerian student, there are definitely challenges you have to face. Okay. Okay. Let me put on my camera. See, just like every other Nigerian student, I also went through these challenges. In fact, I felt it very well. That every Nigerian higher institution have their own peculiar challenges or challenge. Okay, I studied at the University of Ilorin, and we have every Ilorinite knows that our major challenge, our major challenge is transportation problem in University of Ilorin. Major challenge. One, the university is a very big place. From the gate to the main park is about 20-minute drive. We have few buses. The population of students in the University of Illinois is about 65,000 students or 60,000 students. And we have few buses. A majority of the students are staying off campus. Now, that's a problem on its own. Some people get out of that problem. So I was faced with the problem of going to school, spend if on a daily basis, especially if I have class throughout the week. That's a problem on its own. I was faced whenever school classes over at times, leaving campus is always very difficult. And the thing is, you can't trek. You can't. You can't trek in University of Ilorin. So if there are no buses, you have to just stay in school. You have to be stranded on campus. Okay, so that alone is a challenge. And what did I do? What did I do with that challenge? At times when I see that I'm having issue with giving when I know that it's almost impossible to get off campus, instead of going to struggle for buses, I just go somewhere in the school, do that stuff on my laptop, on my phone, save me time and stress. Then when it's already getting to late night, just when everywhere is free, I leave. That's a problem on its own. Now, I also had few challenges, just few, very few. They are peculiar challenges, but I am this one person that I love seeing challenges as opportunity to learn, or I love converting crisis to opportunity. So every student to face money. Most every student face this issue with money. Not having enough money to do this. That's an excuse. Not having enough money to do this. Not doing this one. Not doing that one. Especially majority of Nigerian population are from low income background and middle class background. So there's this issue of not getting enough money to do what you can do. Okay, not getting enough money to eat. The problem in university, the problem on its own. People get discouraged about those things. Okay, so all those are problems that people face. But what did I do with it? I learned from them, and I feel it's going to be a waste that after 4 years of going through all this small suffering, just come out and become the same ordinary person that I was when I entered school. So the whole idea is that when you are going to school, there are problems. Some university, some schools have to do with cultism, some insecurities. So they're just peculiar problems to every university. Every school in Nigeria has their own problem. So just how we can convert those problems to what that matters. And I identified that in I think chapter 3 of my book or thereabout, I titled it I think chapter 2. I titled the chapter Coping with Harsh Realities. And I
Yes.
said that reality will eat you as a Nigerian student. It is you who has to sit at the driver's seat of your life and control. But if you let those problems lead your life, you would just feel used. Let me use okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
You
basically.
understand. Yes, that was great. So I really understand that part. Now, my favorite chapter of that book, yes, was creating a good social network. Now, in a typical Nigerian setting, you have it's like it's very common. You want this once you have the connection, you it's very easy. It's very going to be very straightforward. If you want to get a job, you don't know anybody in the that company, you have a lot of problems. So it's a very common thing. But getting to university for the first time, getting to see different people. Now you will likely be influenced by a lot of opinions as a newcomer. So this kind of person, how can this kind of person cope with that kind of first entry into school?
All right. So thank you very much for that question. Now, most things you will get in life, most times, or a huge percentage of jobs in Nigeria, opportunities everywhere, are gotten on the back of network. Look at the Femi Otedala, look at Tony Elumelu, look at Dangote and all that. They are all. I was studying them recently and I discovered that they've been friends for a very long time. They've been friends. They understand the impact of the network, even at that level. They understand the fact that you can't just stand alone. We humans, we are designed not to stand alone.
Yes.
In fact, I recently found out that loneliness can kill you can kill you faster than poverty. I don't know how true is that. Oh, you can't just be alone. As a matter of fact, it is a 21st century skill to build collaboration.
Yes.
It's a 21st century skill. That's why you see most people coming out as co-founders, this co-founding that. People are not standing alone. Okay, if you want to organize this event, you didn't do it alone. You have Loretta there, a very smart person there. Okay, my recent convention, I didn't do it alone. I had the idea, massive idea, but I didn't do it alone. But if I not built a strong connection or relationship, mentors I'm enjoying now, I will enjoy them. Okay, because I have a very strong relationship, because I was able to build connection and all that, I was able to get the right people on board to my team. Now let's start with that chapter, social capital. That was the title of the chapter. That was the longest chapter in the book, and it took me the longest time to write.
Not to talk of when
Okay.
as soon as decides that, like example, us now, we don't know where we are going, when we resume school. We don't even know yet.
It's been really frustrating the way they are playing with like futures of people, of you know a lot of people currently. But I think a lot of students have just taken it as another opportunity to get something doing. They'll be like, oh, I saw us brought
I
another
know.
thing. Let's move on with our life. Some people are actually making it now.
I know some people that will not resume school because of this strike. Because they've either gotten married, traveled abroad, and start doing things with their lives.
Seriously, anyone that is still waiting for school to resume, that person, how you go wait till eternity? Just you get a skill, digital skill especially. I think that's the new goal.
Yeah. So, Olami, you recall the chapter community failure from the book Scam?
Yes. What do you think about it?
Kind of. So, like, that chapter really resonated with me because
to online class. But I thought that okay, I will resume school very soon. Resume school very soon. Let me start an online class. I was the first person to start an online class in my faculty during the lockdown. So I just called my friend who have been doing together in campus, and we set up an online class structure like that, and that was how it. As a matter of fact, she's also having her own project where I'm providing her with some sort of with some sort of support as well. Now that's the relationship that matters. That is the social capital. Okay, another example is this. I have a friend who wanted to run for the post of the student union president. Okay, and he reached out to me because of my level of experience and all that to join his team. Okay, I'm not a politician, but I know strategy. Now, you won't be reached out. People won't reach out to you when you don't have anything to offer. Okay, in fact, people reach out to you on the level at which you can offer something. Check this. Now, people who reach out to people for movies alone, they know that if I reach out to you, I can always give you movies. People who reach out to friends just talk about gist and gossip. They know that that's what they can offer. Okay, so if I'm reaching out, so you reached out to me and we were able to form a team and we went for the election and all that and all that. He didn't win, but I learned a lot. And through that, he also has influence. We met other people, social capital. So he wrote on my own experience, and I also, after that, I did I needed contact of people across different universities because he went on to become a national leader in this Nigerian University Association. He had access to students. He had access to student leaders. He was able to give me that. Now, there should be a part of your network that provides you with some certain things. If I want updates on some kind of opportunities, I know the part of my network I can reach out to. But I wouldn't have done that or I won't be able to access that if I have not built a relationship with these people. And if I also don't give out value in a relationship. Okay, if I want to get, if I need money, for instance, let's say I need money, or to make money, I know who to reach out to. If I need contacts, I know who to reach out to. If I need business ideas, so they are part of my network that perform different things. Now, that is what make up your social capital. So if you don't have any part of your network that provide you with some leverage or give opportunity to things, then you don't get anything. So if you go to university for 4 years and you can't build something, you can't build a relationship that matter, except for 4 years. Because if you go to a university, you should be smart enough to see that this person. I have friends. Let me tell you something. I have friends who, on the long run, they'll become top politicians in Nigeria. Top politicians in Nigeria, and I'm not even joking at all. But I can't be friends with them if I don't offer value. If I sometimes they just reach out to me, I'm like, oh Stephen, I want to do this thing. What do you think? So because they've seen me at that level, that okay, you can do this. By the time I was leaving school in 400 level, by the time I got to 400 level second semester, I realized that I've been able to build network with people, almost all the top students in my school. My school has about 65,000 students or 6,000 students, but I've been able to build a relationship with almost all the top students in my school. And the ones I have not built a relationship with, I know someone that know them. Now that's social capital. Okay, so if I need something now, oh, I know who to reach out to. If I need this one, I know who to reach out to. Okay. Yes, I had an hangout in December with a few of my friends. I realized that all of us in that group, with the 5 of us combined together, we can literally reach out to anybody in my school. 5 of us together. We can reach out to anybody who is. So I place a lot of emphasis on social capital, that while you're in school, build relationship. Because what you teach in school you might forget, but the relationship that you build in school you won't forget. That's why I spoke about it. I gave examples. I gave example of how I was able to build a relationship with people in my department. In my department, in fact, in my department, you can't mention top 10 names in my department. I don't mention my name. It's not possible. In my department, what am I on 10 names? 5 names. Top students in my department. You can't mention 5 and not mention my name. Now, and that was not popularity built on just popular. That was popularity built on influence. Okay, so I was indirectly telling you in that book that leadership is influence. With that example I gave. Okay, among the 100 level students, they know me. Among the 200 level students, they know me. Among the 300 level students, they know me. My level, they know me. In other units in my department, they know me. Now, in my faculty of over 10,000 students, my faculty has the highest population on campus. It's not possible for you to mention, let's say, 20 students, 30 students, and not mention my name. It's not possible. That is how it is. Okay, so it is very, very important to build a relationship with people. When I speak right now, current student union leaders of my school who just got elected, the president is someone I build. The president is my friend who I built a relationship with. The vice president is someone I just built a relationship with just recently. The general secretary is someone that you might be close to me, not too close, but I can reach him easily. The assistant general secretary is who I can reach out to. That's what social capital does for you. So I want people listening to read the book more and go and learn how to build relationship with people. It is skill on its own. Maybe I might dive into it or delve into it more in my maybe, but social capital is very, very important. To take you to places to give you opportunity to things that ordinarily you should not have access to. Okay, there's a benefit I enjoyed on campus, and I enjoyed it because I know someone. Now, it is not wrong to know somebody. Okay, my first award I got last year. How did I get it? I didn't know anything about the award. A friend of mine, the same Mary who was on my team, who edited my book, she saw the link somewhere. She just called. She said, "Send me your CV." Then before we know it, she now gave me the full gist. Then we have to develop the whole application process, and we just applied. She just nominated me. Something will come out, and I was shortlisted among the top 4 in my category, and I got the award eventually as Educator of the Year, Nigeria, out of over 100 plus applicants. Now, imagine I have not built a relationship with Mary, for instance. I wouldn't have gotten that opportunity. So imagine what you can do if you know people. Even on LinkedIn, for instance, I wanted to reach out to somebody, and I just asked my friend, "Oh, I need the person number." He sent it. But what gives that person the confidence to send me that person's number? The person is confident that if I send him the number, he will make good use of the number. Some people that if they ask to give it, if they ask you to give them someone's number, you'll be scared of it. You'll be like, no. But because if you are sure of it, you can go extra length for people. So while building social capital, you have to build yourself first. Build yourself first. Because value attracts value. You attract who you are. If you are someone who doesn't have value, all your friends will be the same thing. If you are someone who's always saying, haters. Bad energy stay far away. This one stay. People are gossiping. People are eating you and all that. Or if you're that person who is always at December saying, okay, oh, the next year is almost here, I have to cut some people from my life. If you're that person, the kind of people are going to be attracting people like you. If you are fake, you attract fake. But if you are a person of value, it keep multiplying. That's why people that are value driven in any space, somehow they get to know themselves. If you don't know, there's a chain, there's a network that connects all of them together. In my school, those of us that are doing stuff at that level, we might not know ourselves directly, but there is a thin line that we can connect each other very, very easy. So social capital is just so beautiful that every student who is going to school should build social capital, irrespective of. And one thing I used to say again: you don't have money, you don't have skills, and you know people, you are finished. You are finished. If you don't have money, you don't know people, and you don't have any skill, you are finished. But if you have money and know people, they are good. If you know people and have skills to give you money, okay, let's say my friend become president of Nigeria. Any of my friends, I have friends in this. I have friends that I'm sure in their lifetime they will become governors rather. I have friends that in their lifetime they will become senators in this Nigeria. Okay, I have friends that in their lifetime they become top real estate guys, top car dealers in the country. So I won't have a problem with them. So it's we know how it is right now. We are all growing. We are seeing all this that in the next 10 years to spark to something big. But I don't have the money right now. But I know these people, and I'm sure if I know them, there's no problem. Okay, who you know? Okay, who you know is as important. Oh, sorry, who you know is as important as who knows you. Now, you might know people, or do they know you? For them to know you too, it means that you have to give value. All these people I'm mentioning now, I'm very sure a good number of them can't shank me. Let me use that word. They can't shank me. Let me use that word because we've given ourselves value over time. I have showed up for them. They showed up for me. Okay. But if you go to school and you can't build all this, I'm just saying sorry. You won't be able to. You might find it difficult to live after school because the whole problem start. The reality is very different after school. See, I just finished school literally, except for waiting for class and all that, and it also happened. I'm already living the life of someone who is now a graduate, and I can see how it is already. See, in school, somehow the worst come to worst, parents to send you money almost on weekly basis, almost every 2 weeks. But at home, home, hi home, you're on your own. So imagine that you've not built skills, and after school, people expect that you should be performing at certain levels. Imagine that you've not built skill, you don't know anybody. Nothing will come for you after school. You just become on your own. Okay, so it is important that if you want to save yourself after school, start building skills, start knowing people while you're in school, and it will save you a lot of way. So I hope I've been able to clear or say a lot in that social capital. I hope I said a
Yes.
lot. I hope I said very little.
Yes,
Yes, that was
definitely.
like very, very enlightening. Thank you so much for that. So
Yeah.
while we were off this network, I was talking about community failure and how like in secondary school, like it was like a big deal for me. Like if I see a subject that is like quite tasking for me and like I'm not doing well in it and others are doing well in it would bother me. But if I discover that I'm not doing well, all of us are not doing well, all of us are average together. No effort to get together. And like that was one of my biggest challenges in like secondary school and like one guy I elected that's called my attention to that and like I'm working on changing that and like learning to like be good for my own self and like outside of like my community and also surround myself with people who strive for higher things who are not okay with being average and who are not complacent. Like I really love that in the book.
Yes, thank you. Now, I spoke about community failure because I discovered that it's a popular thing now in our nation. If you are the only one failing, you might feel bad. But if people are failing with you, oh, you're comfortable with it. And I think it's a terrible thing. I think it's a terrible thing. It's witchcraft. Okay, so now that's culture is you can see it in school as well. Sorry that by the time people don't really pass a course well, when you hear that course E, let me speak your Bible. Course E won't pass it that or people fail the course, be like, oh okay, I'm okay with it. Oh, why should you be okay with it? Can't just be that one person that's passing the course. See, if there is there are, if there is only one person that's supposed to pass the course, I want to be that one person. Why should I be okay with just staying and why should I be okay okay with little when I can achieve, I can do more? Why should I be okay with boxing myself? Why should I accept failure? Why should I accept defeat just like that when I can do more? Okay, many times people won't fail the course before they won't write the exam. I think both of you are just planning to go to university, right? Both of you, am I correct?
Yes, yes,
Yes. Let me say this to you. After now, both of you become my special people. Okay, so your next few years in university will be my partners. We'll work this university together. Okay, three of us. Okay, so welcome to my life already. So I'll put you on my priority list. Okay, now when people are in university, let's say before a course starts, you hear. Okay, let me give an example first. When I was in Toronto, the second semester, there was a popular course. People were saying, that course is hard. You get it? Like, even the best people in our class, they had D. Oh, yeah, even you call it scholar. Even the scholar in my department, he carried the course. So normally you should be scared. You should cringe. More the course is that. Now, the moment you accept that that course is difficult, it's over for you. You also fail the course. But by the time you accept that, okay, fine, the course is difficult or it might be challenging, but if you read very well, you can pass the course, then you pass. So many people in school, what they do is that whenever they hear that the course is difficult, they just say, yeah, it is difficult. I think I saw something very, very annoying last semester. A student reached out to me, a 3 level student reached out to me and said, Stephen Loya, I don't understand this. I don't know this course. But this course is hard, and I'm scared. Test is next week. I think test was about 2 3 weeks from then. Then I asked the question: have you read the course? He said no. Do you have the textbook? No. Then why do you say it's difficult? You don't read the course. You don't have the textbook, and you say the course is difficult. You don't even got the material yet. So it's a crazy thing that people get to accept all this nonsense talk about people failing courses before they even write the exam. So she already created that mentality around her that the course is difficult, so she didn't bother to read the course at all at all. But by the time I spoke to her, okay, go and do this first. If I thought you want me to go and teach you this course, you must read the course for yourself first. You must work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Okay, so you have to do this first. Then she went on to read the course and read the material. Eventually, I think she had a B in the course. Eventually, a 3 unit course. So imagine what's possible. So and there are several stories like that, like several stories. Someone just reached out to me yesterday. I was just giving feedback of last year. Stephen, do you remember that thing you taught me that time? I said yes, I remember. Then I had B 69. So if I had one more mark, just one more mark, I'd have had A. So imagine something that she had done something else and she had an A. So it's like that. So people always are going to failure, and the fact that failure seems louder than success most times.
yes,
Whenever they release results, even WAEC results, you get most like you usually hear about number of people that fail. You usually hear this one failed because one have this, one have F. But people that are having that passing the exam, they don't be that much. You don't really hear about them. But by the time you hear them, like he was lucky, or if you win you, but you can be that person. If people are passing the course, why don't you be among those people? Now, in university, I had this course one certain time, and okay, let me give you two different scenarios. One of them, lecturer said nobody can have an A in this course. Nobody. I said, okay. I took the course seriously. I attended the classes. I read. Eventually, I had A in the course, 70 something. But I gave him extra mark. Okay, but that's because I didn't accept that failure banner, or that failure stamp that I placed on that course. So likewise in our lives, people get to accept failures easily. And in fact, when you even fail at all, you should fail trying. Fail when you must have tried. Don't just fail without trying at all. Am I 100% a perfect person? No. Have I failed at things before? Yes, I've failed at things several times. I can't even remember. I can't even count. I failed my first WAEC. Okay? I didn't get my first WAEC result right. I didn't. My first jam, I didn't get it right. I think I wrote in SS2 or there or SS1. I didn't get SS2. I didn't get it right. So I didn't write the book as someone who was. I didn't write the book as someone who is perfect. I wrote the book as someone who has gone through those failures. My failure as a student in university is when I have a C. But some people, if they have C, they'll shut down the street for it. If they don't have D, see, there was time they released a course. They released my school. They upload our results online, so most times you get to hear about it. When they upload the results, they upload it batch by batch. I had people jubilating in my hostel. People jubilating in my hostel. What happened? They don't release this course. Okay, what did you get? D. She said, "No, I don't really." Really. D is like having just 1 mark, just 1 point. Thank God I did not fail the course. He said, "Thank God I did not fail." Then eventually I checked my own and I had B. I wanted to cry because there were just 2 marks remaining for me to have A. 2 marks, just 2 marks, 2 marks. And I thought, I think that me not having in that course was my doing. I almost cried because that course, I heard that the course was difficult. So for the first time, I accepted that the course was difficult. I don't know how, but I accepted. So I was lazy to read it. I was just lazy to read it. But by the time I started reading the class, this is nonsense that they said it's difficult. But I've done the test. I've done the test first. We usually do our test first, CBT. I've done the test first, and I knew that I didn't do well in the test. But before the exam, I made sure I read the material, understand it, and not just by myself. I talked to my friend. Okay, I explain courses to him. He also explained to me. That's the relationship. But if you in your relationship, if you're your relationship in school, people, it's not really reading results. Then why are you friends with people in the first place? So eventually, I told God, I said, God, even if you just be in this course, let me just go. I don't want to see. I think God just took that first word I said, and I put effort in it. And the result, it's a 3 unit course, and the result came out. And I had, 69, 69B. So it means that if I had maybe gotten one answer right, I'd have had 70. That, and for a 3 unit course, you might not understand now, maybe when you're in school, for a 3 unit course, having an 8 there means a lot of things. So don't accept failure. To everyone who's going to watch me after this live recording, don't accept failure for anything. Okay, and if at all you must fail or you will fail at all, fail because you've tried. Okay, and when you fail, don't even see count as failure. When you fail, just see it as you've learned. Pick out the learning point and move forward. And move forward. And move forward. And define what, in fact, as a student, put a standard for yourself, put a benchmark. Many people used to say that, okay, I'm okay with C. When you are okay with something, you get that thing most times. When you set the benchmark for yourself, you're okay, you get that thing. But me, I said to myself, I want my A is pass, B is quite pass, then C is failure for me. So that if the worst happen at all, I should land at C. That's the meaning. But if you are setting C as your highest priority, it means that you're going to go on. You'll go on to have C, D, and F. Because after
Sure.
C is D, after D in most cases is F. In some cases E, but some cases is F. So if you are setting, if you want to do well as a young person, as a student, set high goals, and if you learn at all, you get something manageable. So never be comfortable with community failure. Never be comfortable with the popular opinion. And this is the truth. The crowd is always wrong. The crowd is always wrong. Check it out in the Bible. Go, check Bible. Um, when Moses went to the mountain for a long time and to get the commandment, the crowd said, only few people who said Moses will come out. The crowd said, okay, take all our earrings and all that and convert it to what? Build a statue for us to worship. Crowd. The crowd is always wrong. That's a failure on its own part. Okay, there's a part I think there's a part of Samuel too there about crowd too. The crowd is always wrong. So if you check our society as well, the crowd is always following the wrong thing. And we wonder what's going on. So don't accept what the crowd is saying about failure. Just set your own standard. If anybody is passing at all, be that person that is going to pass. If anybody is leading that space, be that person that is going to lead the space. If anybody will be a model in your department, on your level, in your community, in your society, be that one person. Okay? Right.
Thank you very, very
Yeah,
much.
I think I've answered that question.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that was very, very insightful and part of community failure. So I think this has just been a regular survival method for most Nigerians. I don't have light in my house. I look outside. Oh, my neighbor doesn't have light too. No issue. I go back
Then
inside.
you say hallelujah.
That's it. So that's
Yeah.
that's that's the end. So I think that's been a really big problem. Students, Nigeria at large, different parts of the world. So that's another big part of your book that really touched a big problem that we have as people, students. So hello, anything for us? Anything want to-
Not really. Like this night, it has been such a pleasant evening, like an evening well spent, and like I can't believe we spent over an hour here. Like it's
Yes.
been so insightful. Like I've been jotting down things in my notes and I've learned like so much. Like I'm so grateful that I was part of this. Like I really, really enjoy like every part of this session, and I can't wait to do more. Like I'm anticipating the scam project too
Two.
already. Like
Yes.
wow, it's been
Let me clarify. This camp project is still ongoing. The book is just one out of many things that have been a project. Just last week we had campus leaders convention. I'm sure you must have seen it on my status. We had a campus leaders convention that brought together over 300 leaders from about 45 schools in Nigeria, and there are still lots coming. We're going to be doing a lot in the next coming weeks, coming month, and all that, and a lot.
Yeah. So
Okay,
we here at
so there's a lot of
we here at Spotlight, we really want to be a big part of the scam project. We want to um get as much involved as possible in this project, because I think this is if this with the right enlightenment, a lot of students we have enough students to build a very big Nigeria. We have we have these resources, but it's about how well they are refined. So I think you are
thank
muted.
you very much, sir, for joining us tonight. Like it's been such an enlightening session, and Olamide, I know you
thank
must
you so
have gone
much.
before.
Yeah,
Like
definitely, definitely. Yeah, so one more thing, I am not the normal everyday book book person. I'm not I don't do books on a normal day. I don't do books. But
Okay,
I think from now on, I think
okay.
from that book you talked about books, you talk about different educative podcasts. So I think I'll try to exploit that a lot more now, lots more regularly. So I think there is a lot to be learned from there
Yeah,
too.
that's all.
Yeah.
need to. You need to. You need to.
Yeah. So
Thank you very much for
thank you
hosting
very
this tonight.
much.
I really appreciate your team
Thank you,
putting this
sir.
together. Thank you for. I'm really encouraged seeing young people like you think about something creative as this. That's why I didn't waste my time to say yes. I'm going to be on your program. It's encouraging. It's insightful. Yeah, I love your questions. I had fun. I enjoyed myself. So don't stop. Keep growing your network. Keep growing um, your band, and I'll be here. I'll be here to guide you. So feel free to reach out to me to chat
Yes.
after this conversation. I think yes, feel free. You can connect me with Loretta as well, and then
Yes.
let's have a conversation moving forward. So thank you very much for your
Yeah.
time,
Thank you
and
very much.
it's
Thank
nice
you very
being
much.
here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So
So good night, everyone.
yeah, to our
Thanks, sir.
viewers, to the Spotlight family. So this will be the end of our first live review with our wonderful, amazing author here today. So I hope you enjoyed this. I think we have almost 1.5 hours here on our hands. I think this has been very wonderful. Okay, thank you, Yellow, for joining us today. Thank you, Mr. Loyal.
You're
Um, yeah, so that
Very
will
much.
be all
Thank
for
you very much.
today. That will be all for this night. We hope to join you another time, and we hope to enjoy more from this channel. So it's good night from us here. Night. Peace.
good night,
Good night.
everyone.
Night, everyone.
Bye. Have a good
Bye.
day.